Hi all. Let's see if you can hear me. Anyway, as you hear, I should be paid for making advertisement for some cigars or whiskey. The way I sound right now. I'm a bit. I'm very. I have a nasty cold right now, and I hope it's nothing starting with C. But if I don't get better tomorrow, I'm gonna make a test anyway. So I'm just in here to say hello and letting you know I'm still existing and I'm here around. And I hope all of you are fine. I won't be in that long today. I'm just in for a short update. Um, I've started school last week. Basically, the first week was fun, but obviously, either was someone on the bus or in school or somewhere. Someone had a cough, and now I'm suffering from it. So just have to recover and try to do my homework from home anyway, studies, because it's part-time studies at school and part-time studies at home. And during this fall until January, I'm studying the basic administration courses first, and then I'm going to focus into the HR department. So I look forward to that, and I like it a lot. Hello, Kathy. Welcome. It's almost 8 o'clock in the evening here in Sweden, so I never remember if you're either way, you are not on my continent. So nice of you to drop by anyway. So, and I am still amazed and overwhelmed by last week. It was a very amazing week, really, because imagine I had my birthday last week. Okay, I'm 57. That's no age for a horse, as they say in Sweden. And I got to meet my big sister for the first time in real life, person to person. And she and her husband were kind enough to come down here from Finland to visit. They stayed at the hotel nearby so we could like meet and then rest some because there's so much new impressions and things to think about and questions to ponder. So it was great, really great to meet her and her husband. I'm very blessed with that brother-in-law. I must say he's very great and fun also. So yeah, there were some similarities. I show them a little bit around here where we live, where I live in my town. Also, one of the days we had a birthday dinner for me, which was nice. We had some Italian food, and my daughters, their husbands, and my grandchild were also there. So it was like a big family meeting, and all went just fine and nice. So I really hope to see and get to learn to know more about my family on my father's side. Time will tell. And how this come to happen, I could tell also. That's I mentioned when I've been a few live chats. I thought, why not do it in my own and just not hog other people's chats? So basically, it's if you know there are these like heritage DNA research pages on the net. One is called Geni, Geni. Another one is called My Heritage. I think they are linked in somewhere or another. And there are some other places. So in January, my sister and her husband did this test, this DNA test, and sent in, and they got lots of results. And then, as my young daughter was pregnant, she thought, well, she was thinking about, we had been talking about our ancestry and where we are from. And so basically she was a little bit curious, and as far as I knew, my roots were mainly Finland and southeast Finland in the area of Karelia, which is partly under Russian control now, sadly, because they haven't done much more than just exploit the area and that old city. Kvipuri or Viborg used to be like a very, very big, one of the biggest cities in the Scandinavia or Nordic countries. Scandinavia is like Denmark, Norway, and Sweden. But when I tried to add Finland, and then I had to say the Nordic countries, not to forget Iceland, but I've never been there, so okay. That was that cyclic. Anyway, so basically, this historic and important town that has much to do with Finnish history has been derelict and ruined basically by the Soviet Union when they took that area. Basically, it all came down to Stalin's paranoia. He thought Finland was too close to Leningrad, today St. Petersburg, so he wanted to have a safety zone. I mean, excuses, excuses. He was just out to get more land and more resources. So basically, he demanded that Finland would should parts of land, and nope, we don't. So that started the first Winter War, and then they came more and more. But that's like the lowdown. So basically, during the Second World War, Finland in the Second Winter War, I think, regained the losses they had. But then, as they were in those days allied with the Germans and the Axis forces, sadly, uh, Germany demanded Finland to do some more offensive attacks to create another front to weaken Russia. A little bit like the more fronts you have, the more you have to split up your forces, stuff like that. So sadly, Finland then entered Russia, and that changed the ball game. I think I can't say 100% sure that if Finland had stayed at the old border, that they would have been able to keep it, because Stalin was a big jerk basically and paranoid to the end. So that's how some parts of Finland ended up in Russian possession. Also, that meant that the connection to the Arctic Ocean was cut from Finland, because Finland, when you look at the map, is a little bit like a lady stretching out her hand. Earlier, she had like two hands stretched out, one towards Norway and one towards Sweden. And well, the Russians cut out one of her arms, took part of her skirt, and trimmed it for her. So that's kind of a little bit of the historics. So I thought most certainly that much of my relatives, let's say 5, 6 generations back, would be either in Finland or caught in today's Soviets or Russia. I mean, we can paint the turd, it's still a turd in my book, I mean, the way they act. Not to be political. So, with that said, my daughter wanted to see what kind of heritage she would find. And we did find some heritage, and let's see, I get some message. I'm just going to check, so it's nothing very important. Let's see here. There we got it. Oh, okay. There we got that. Yeah. Anyway, back to the studio. There we go. So she discovered part of what we knew was true. But we also found a portion that pointed that we had relatives in not only Finland, on my part, but also in Europe, more down in the continental Europe or all around Europe there, which kind of threw a curveball to us because that, we didn't expect that really. Then, when she had done her DNA and she got the results, and they get these matches, and she got this notification about a close relative, that means sibling to her father, me. And that was a very, very, very high probability, and it was a very close hit compared to what most times you get. Most times you get much more distant relatives, let's say cousins or further down the line. So I mean, this is also like almost next door in a sense of the way. And anyway, of course, if my daughter got the notification, so did my sister. And anyway, she was as dumbfounded as Sanna was, my own younger daughter, and realized that here is something hidden, here's something we didn't know about. And well, I'm one of these divorcee kids. I mean, my mother and my supposed father, I have to say that way, were divorced when I was very, very little. I was not even 2 years old. And my mother and my grandma went to Italy from Finland to work for half a year. And then we ended up in Sweden. Here I am. Anyway, so my sister got in touch with my daughter, as many times it is. It's not that easy for me to teach my daughters another language when you only have them every second weekend when they grow up. And I've tried to teach them some Finnish, but things are what they are. So they at least understand some more Finnish that they can speak. But so we got in touch anyway. We spoke a lot. My sister's a few years older than me, so that means all of a sudden I have a big sister. Before this, only family I knew of was my mother, who has passed away 6 years ago, and my sister on my mother's side, who's a handful of years younger than me. So I've always been feeling a bit like an orphan or abandoned in the sense of word. I have always wanted to know more about my family, my relatives, and my heritage. So this was a little bit interesting, to say it least. So we got to compare notes and found similarities. We could check like places we grew up or been to, and to make sure, I also made my own DNA test. Got the results in end of March, and they were confirmed that it was. So that means basically that, not to tell everything, but my mother had dated a few guys. She thought one guy was the father and married him. Wasn't him. So basically, she had been dating my real father before, or I don't know how things went really. I mean, come on, it was the 60s. People did what they did. And I'm not blaming anyone. That's the way things go. So that means I haven't known about my father's relatives, only the ones I thought I knew. My mother then remarried and got my sister, who lives a bit north from me, from here, and we keep in touch also. But then I was the big brother. All of a sudden, I, I had a big sister and perhaps even more siblings. We're gonna look into that later date, but we have been focusing right now on me and my sister. And poor dad has to recover from the surprise, and we'll see how he will decide to handle that. And I can't blame him. I mean, it was a big surprise. I'm happy to know more about my roots, but I'm not blaming him because it's not his fault. So hopefully I get to know him better over time. If not, then I'll have to accept it. But I have got a really good connection with my sister, my big sister, and she's just a wonderful person. And we have had some video chats, some voice chats, and some phone calls, and lots of that. And her husband is really good at these My Heritage and Genie pages, so he's been really helpful in helping sort out pages. So now I know much more about my ancestry. So with that said, we spoke about in June or something like that about the possibility. Well, we had spoken about seeing earlier, but then it was more like decided that my sister decided that she and her husband wanted to come down and visit, which I find most kind and generous because you wouldn't expect something like that. I mean, first time in 57 years she gets to meet her little brother. And so last week we met a few times, spent a few hours each time, spoke a lot, and I had some photographs from when I was small and a kid. So she got to see some pictures and she could compare, and they had some pictures with them, so I could compare and we could see similarities between me, my father, and so her grandfather, and some stuff like that. So that was interesting. And also she got to meet my daughters and my grandchild, and that was also very heartwarming. It was very nice and fun. So I just want to mention that. I might tell more about it later, but I'm still very overwhelmed and happy about all this, what happened, to meet my sister finally in real. And I can't wait until I meet them again, and I hope that will be fine. So if you like, put some questions in the comments to this or under the video. This won't be any long one. I just wanted to kind of report in and tell the people I'm still around. At the moment, I'm trying to study some, but with this nasty cold, I'm pretty out cold, literally. The way I sound, I should be sponsored by some cigar manufacturer or some whiskey distillers. But I'll get back on my feet soon again, and also I have to make sure to do my assignments at school. I finally started the administration courses, and it feels just the right thing for me. So we'll see about that. But anyways, if you like my content, I do a lot of gaming. I haven't done that much SPTV specific stuff, but I will do that more. I have some more projects that are a little bit on the slow burner, but I will get to do them. It's just the real life and health has kind of got in the way. Check your like and subscribe if you like. Yes, Kathy, isn't that fantastic when you find all these gems? Or it's like a treasure hunt I mean, find relatives is something rare. So I can imagine it must have been great. And I mean, like my daughter's got a few cousins now because on my sister's side, and then her daughter's got some cousins on my side, and they're all at pretty similar age. And that's really funny because our oldest daughters are born just, I think, 4 days apart. And I mean 4 days, same year, same month. So that's kind of amazing. And our younger daughters are born about 4 months apart. So her daughters are a little bit older than my daughters, but they're still similar ages. And also the youngest one got their child first, so we both have one grandkid. Imagine like two parallel lines of world, like two parallel lines in life, just matching without knowing each other and just matching that way. And our youngest daughters both share same first name. Or, well, my youngest daughter has three first names, but one of the first names she shares with my sister's daughter. So what are the odds of that? That's amazing. Oh, I can imagine that family reunion must have been great. I hope it was. So we kind of had a little mini family reunion here last week. So we get to meet on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So that was 4 days. I got to meet them, and Sunday they had to return to Finland. And that was also amazing. Hello, Mandy, and welcome. Welcome. Great to see you, my friend. I have to check one thing while I have you there. Let me see. Me and these buttons. Let's see. I'm gonna go to this. And then I'm gonna look here. Yeah. If it's okay, Mandy, I'm gonna wrench you just in case because I trust you. So there we go. Oh, Mandy, you like my voice. Don't you think I should work as make ads for cigars or whiskey, right? Yeah, I have a terrible cold. So anyway, I gave you a wrench, Mandy, just in case. I hope it's okay. So, for those just arriving, I'm just giving a little health update. I'm having a nasty cold. I'm starting my studies and telling about a little bit about meeting my sister real life for the first time last week. And if anyone has questions, do write them down or any nice comments. I'll try to answer them as soon as I can. And if you haven't, I want to promote one of my friends' channels here. Let's see where I have it. This is one of the lovely people that I work a lot together with. Let's see where we have that page. Dun, 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 dun. I'll find it. I'll find you, Gadget. Let's see where we have it. There we have it, I think. So anyway, it was very unexpected, but very, very cathartic in a way, because I kind of got to find some of myself, find some of my roots that I kind of always been wondering about. So if you haven't subscribed to Mandys page, please do. Here's her link to her page, and she has some awesome and very interesting music tastes. She's a gamer like me, so you can find her also on Twitch. I haven't been that active on Twitch, but I do some content here now. So anyway, I'm a little bit fuzzy because of my cold, so if I'm losing my train of thought, give me a new ticket and I'll catch the next train. And I'm just happy for you, Kathy, that reunion was so well, and I'm sure you look forward to the next one and the next one and the next one, because I mean, you can't really look back. You have to look forward, and you have to kind of make do with what you have. So I mean, you can't. What's happened has happened, so we have to kind of see what we can do for for now on. That's my principle anyway. So anyway, I thought about half hour ish should be enough for this, and that's nice of you, Katty. I mean, I see you in so many chats. You're a really great supporter for all of us in the SPTV verse and those affiliated channels. So, and with that, I hope well, they're driving motorcycles outside here now, and the window open. So, with that said, I hope to be sound better soon, but I better say my voice. I'm a bit sore, and I have some school assignments to do a little bit later. I'm just gonna take it in my own pace. So take care, everybody, and thanks for watching. And I'll add this one to my bulk list. So if you want to help me get some watch hours and help me break this curse, I'm kind of stuck at around 80. There was this nice little drive where people subscribed and I was up to 90. I thought, wow, how great. And then it was like, so now I'm around 79. And I think Mandys subscribed to me. Thank you very much, my friend. And we'll see. And I'll try to produce content a little bit more often when possible. And also try to pitch in wherever I can. But most important is let's get those old people that are abused by Scientology out of there and no new people in there. Let's dry them out because they are a cult. They don't deserve any money or any liberties to do whatever they please. So, with that said, take care all. Much of love to you all from Sweden. I'm DJ Nico or Nikolai. That's no secret. And I'm signing out for this time, and I hope to see you all soon again.